hit the Patrician Shores sign and take a right, I knew the weekend has begun.
But when you come up here, you really see that sign and you're doing that terrible turn and you say, oh, we're finally here.
Time to turn off work, turn on enjoyment. And
The feeling my husband had when he came around the corner, he was coming here to relax and enjoy.
That feeling never gets old, right? You round the corner and I'm like,
Patrician Shores was developed in 1967. It was purchased from the Archdiocese of Boston in 1967. The specialty of this place is the rich history of it, that it was Camp Anawan prior to being St. John's Seminary Camp. And St. John's Seminary Camp went on for, I think that started in 1911 when Cardinal O'Connell purchased his first property up here and kept adding to it over the years. And in sometime in the 30s, I'm not sure the exact date, he purchased Camp Anawan, which was 45 acres. It had been a girls' camp that lasted over 20 years. And there were 44 structures on the campus, what we now know as Patrician Shores. There are 7 or 8 that are still here today. The first and most prominent is the building as you turn into Patrician Shores, the large 3-story building. That was the infirmary, and that was the original building. To the right of that, the Dwyer home at this point was the reception center where people would register when they arrived. It was also a gathering place for seminarians. Down on the beach, there is a cement foundation that was originally the ice house, where they would store ice cut from the lake during the winter to have ice during the summer.
Mr. Gagliardi had bought this lot to build houses or cottages from the Diocese of Boston, and he was going to develop it. And we were the first to buy, but not the first to build here.
We got the 3rd lot, which was the baseball field here for the seminary.
Mr. Sorensen was one of the first ones too.
My house was the original church chapel. And on the walls, some of the priests, I guess, wrote Father John Smith, 1936 or whatever.
Gagliardi was a little bit of a legend.
In stories, Gagliardi was part of the mafia.
He was very good. He handed you the piece of paper with the lot diagrams and he said, okay, what you see is what you get. You get paved roads, you know that there's a water system, you know you have a rec hall, you know you have a beautiful beach. I can tell you anything else, but only believe what you actually see with your own eyes, and then come back to us.
and everything he said really was true.
He reviewed everybody's plans. He was really hands-on, and people who brought in trailers, he was right there, out.
Yeah, poor Tom Malloy's house, that's Gimel's house now. They had already finished the whole roof, everything was in. He didn't like the roof, he said, tear the roof down.
No, but he made the rules at that time.
And then at 10:30, he would say at 10:30 or 10 or 10:30, the beach was closed, that's it. Nobody get on the beach.
He used to go around the whole area
Yeah,
every night.
like a policeman.
The name Patrician Shores is a lot of folklore and speculation where it came from.
Raymond Patriarca, but we won't go there.
The rumor, of course, is that Raymond Patriarca, who was a mob boss in Rhode Island, I believe, owned some of the land in Patrician Shores, maybe even up at Phase 2, and that he's the one that called it after his own name.
I believe the original builder had a daughter named Patricia, and therefore named Patrician Shores after her.
That's what he named this place after his daughter. Of course, she died. We actually bought the land from her daughter, his daughter, rather than Lou.
And that's how it became Patrician Shores. That's where the name comes from.
Because originally there were no named roads in Patrician Shores. We were lot numbers.
The first house was 1. It could have been on the water. The second house was 2. It could have been up in the back road. The third house could have been over here. One night, the emergency medical services were called to a house. And those poor people rode around here trying to look for the house that had called them. And after that, the town said to us, look, your numbering system makes absolutely no sense. You're going to have to name some roads and do some numbers. So what they decided to do was to call this main road Patrician Shores Circle. And then the other roads, Anderson Road, Sorensen Road, Hagopian Road, were named after people who had done a lot for the association when it was first formed.
I think the place is really special because of the beach.
We walked down to the beach and stood at the beach and looked at the dock and went, oh yeah, this is good.
And I think just the rich history of the place, along with the people and the beautiful beach and the mountains views, just make this place so special.
It is beautiful. You learn to appreciate life and what the good life is that we do have, and we were always very thankful for all of that.
I just think the sense of community has a lot to do with it.
We didn't have the money to have a landscaping company, so the teenage kids would be in charge of raking the beach, and every Memorial Day, people would go down after the meeting and do the big spring cleanup because it was a do-it-yourself community.
If people see me doing something on the beach, you know, people step forward, can I help?
You know, one of the first weekends we were here and we had tree service come in and take down trees, and I was out cutting branches, and I turn around and Jim McHugh's right there with his Sawzall, and he's like, let's get this done. And I was like, hi, I'm Cindy.
People look out for each other, they look out for each other's homes, they look out for each other's kids.
When both of my parents were sick at separate times, the support my family felt from the Patrician Shores community was very special, and we'll always have that.
And one of the things I always appreciated about this association, as compared with some of the other associations around the lake, is that this place is not pretentious at all.
Everyone's opinion is worth being expressed.
No one cares whether you're a general or a lieutenant or a private.
I think it's special because of the people.
People are wonderful here.
It's amazing how the children always, as they get older and come back again, they remember doing that. You know, it gives them fond memories.
You know, seeing the return of families with young children, and love to see the kids riding their bikes and scooters.
We used to do early Halloween. You could let the kids roam around and not worry.
A safe place that I feel like we can bring our kids up and they can just kind of freely play, and I don't know, it's just really special.
And it feels as though you want to contribute, you want to give back in some way.
You go to the beach, it's always clean.
The area has been kept very clean. Everyone else always enjoys keeping their property up, so it looks just as nice as the next one next door. So it's always been a very clean, nice community.
And it's up to us as members to keep it clean. If you want to have harmonized in a community, you as a member of that community have to do your duty. If everybody does what is right, we'll have no problems. And I think that's what's important, and that's what we have in this community.
Peaceful and safe.
I think of comfort, pleasure.
Fantastic place.
Family retreat.
Creates great memories.
Peaceful, tranquil.
Peaceful.
Happy place.
Yeah, comfortable place.
Patrician Shores has, through the years, managed to be a wonderful place to come, to socialize with your neighbors. It was a wonderful place to bring children when they were younger, to ski in the winter, to boat in the summer and swim in the summer, to hike Red Hill in the fall with the beautiful leaves turning. Just a nice place.
What more could you ask for? I just think it's a wonderful place to live, work, and play.